this is where you start your cruise.
Welcome to Palma in Mallorca. There are 4 ships in today. If you want to avoid the queues for the shuttle bus, you can hire a bike just outside the port. This is also where you get the hop-on, hop-off bus. Your shuttle bus will drop you just opposite the Gothic cathedral.
La Sue is the more common name for the Gothic Cathedral of Santa Maria of Palma. It's right next to the sea, and so is the palace. You can see all of these things easily in one day.
This way. We're starting our tour of the Almudena Palace, which is mainly Moorish, and this is the Hall of the Fireplaces. Guess why? The Great Hall is the largest room in the palace and is where the Council of Ministers took place. The Arab baths date back to approximately 10th century and are the only remaining monuments of the Muslims on the island. We're leaving the baths and the Arab quarter through the medieval gate. The Palma Mallorca is buzzing and well worth a visit.
Steeped in history, this Spanish gem is tucked in a deep bay guarded by 2 cliff-top fortresses. TUI, who own Marella, are a huge travel company, so as always there is the chance to extend your cruise here in Palma de Mallorca, so you can get to see all of these places. But when you do join your ship, you can quickly see your cabin and then relax in the atrium and maybe take in an act. Day 2 is a sea day. Big chance to relax, but if you have children, you'll want to make sure that there's somewhere they can go. The children's play area will definitely get them off your hands. The youths will find the climbing wall. Adults may enjoy the crazy golf, but whichever way you go, there's lots of things to do on deck. Or just relax. Take in a drink, the sun rays, and don't forget, in the evening there is that big screen if you just want to chill out and watch a movie. But for some of you, it's the chance to take in the spa and dress up and have a great night out. Whatever you do, tomorrow is Gibraltar.
Take some water, but don't get it taken by the monkeys. At the top of the steps, there's a viewing platform. Down there, you can see Catalan Bay. This is the Spanish side. You can also see the harbour and the airstrip. If you walk the other way, you can see right across to Morocco and the Rif Mountains. The tickets for the cable car and the nature reserve are sold by 2 separate companies. The nature reserve is owned by the government. If you want to, you can actually walk down through the nature reserve, although it's a 4-kilometre walk, so you don't even need a ticket to come up. Another way to see the rock is to get a lift, a cab or a taxi to this drop-off point. This is the entrance to St Michael's Cave. It's called the Awakening entrance. See the caves first and then walk through the nature reserve. These are the Mediterranean steps. They're quite steep. This is the skywalk. The bay is down there, but what is actually underneath me is nothing. It makes you feel really funny. This is a 9.2-inch caliber battery gun. At the end of the tunnel is the engine room. So if you have mobility issues, the best way to do this is definitely by taxi.
It may seem like a big ship, but it's very easy to find your way around. 7 bars, 7 restaurants and 2 pools. You'll have that nailed in no time. Eating is very easy, whether it's the buffet, the restaurant, or a snack from the fridge. That's all easy, as is the bars and drinking. Drinking around the pool. It is all inclusive on the Marella Discovery 2. Let's look at Cadiz. It has always been important because of its strategic position. That's why it has over 100 watchtowers. But the port really boomed in the 16th century as a base for the slave trade. The blood of many nations makes up its rich soil and dark, turbulent history.
The town is easily accessible by foot, and we're going to take a look. The Roman Theatre is visible from the coastal road, but you'll find the entrance down a side street through the Los Blanco Arch, and this is the entrance to the theatre. Standing in the area where the grounds of the old castle used to be is the Roman Theatre. This is one of the largest examples of Roman theatres in the Iberian Peninsula, and admission is free. But the castle is just a stone's throw away from the town. It's a fantastic walk along the causeway with the sea crashing in on both sides and the fishermen bringing in their catch.
This Vision-class ship holds just a fraction over 2,000 passengers and did its maiden voyage in 1995. And it's still as exciting now as it was then. So you did think it was a big ship when you first got on, but it's very easy to have worked out very quickly. So you know from the Atrium how to get everywhere. And there is entertainment in more than one place. So do check that daily guide. And also, as a tip, take it with you when you go ashore because it has the emergency contact numbers. Although the one thing you should never do is miss the ship because the ship has a fixed leaving time, and if you do miss it, it's going to cost you a lot of money flying to the next port, which is, in this case, Malaga.
Welcome to the port of Malaga. The rent-a-bike, Segway tours couldn't be more conveniently located. You can do a panoramic train ride around the port. Such a good idea. There are vapour sprays to keep you cool. And the Malaga Park has the best collection of tropical and subtropical flora and fauna in the whole of the Mediterranean. We got a map from the tourist office, and this is the main street in Malaga, and this is where we're starting our tourist walk. The cathedral looks beautiful in this evening light. This is the Picasso Museum. It's 7 o'clock in the evening and there's still a queue. This is the amphitheatre, and behind us are the castle walls.
I'm going to show you a second film here in Malaga because you might take the ship tour to Mijas, just as you did Seville from Cadiz.
Entry to the castle is free and the views are spectacular. The sound you can hear is the sound of cricket. We've just arrived in Mijas. Mijas is inland and built on a hill. In the 1960s, many of the workers went to work on donkeys, and on the way home they often found that the tourists would ask them for a ride or to take photos, and they made more from the tips from the tourists than they had for their day's work. So that's why the donkey taxi service was born.
Mijas is about 20 minutes from Malaga by taxi, or there are ship tours.
These are the more sophisticated rides, which is very picturesque, little tapas bars, little shops everywhere. We're following this map. It's got a free walking tour, and everywhere you look there are these beautiful streets, restaurants. I could stay here all day. Everywhere to get a glass of wine and tapas. You're spoilt for choice. These types of caves are characteristic of Mijas, and the houses nearby took advantage and used them as storerooms or stables for their animals because they maintain the same temperature all year round.
If you have questions about the ship, the ports, or anything to do with your cruise or holiday, or you're worried, then we have the answer. The perfect answer is the Doris Visits Marella Discovery chat group. So, there it is on the screen. Join, share it with your friends, and after you've cruised, please share your pictures so those at home can enjoy the cruise from their living room. We haven't actually filmed Melilla, nor have we been there. The closest that I can suggest we may have is our film of Tunis, which is about the same distance the other side of Algiers, but it's only going to be similar African, European, Spanish culture. Big shout out to Chris and Leslie from our Marella chat group who filmed the ship for us, and Jean, our presenter, who films the port guides. Now, whether you've spent your time in the gym or on the lounge deck or actually meeting friends in the bar, we would love you to post the pictures on the Marella chat group, the Doris Visits one on Facebook. And if you filmed a ship, let us know. We'd love to put it up on Doris Visits. One more port to go.
Welcome to Cartagena, port of culture. First populated in 227 BC, it was important to the Romans, and from the 16th century it was a very important Spanish naval port. The world's first submarine, which went to sea in 1888, is a big feature of the Naval Museum. The castle and the Naval Museum are the two big features of Cartagena. Between the port and the Naval Museum is Heroes Square. Cartagena is continually being excavated. The amphitheatre was only discovered by accident in 1980. Plaza del Toros is a bull ring built in 1854, and it looks like it's being renovated. You don't need to wear a Fitbit to know you've done a few steps here. The Castle of Conception is the 13th century castle. Last time we came to Cartagena, we took the Segway, which is a much easier way of going up and down. The grounds of the castle and the park are free to roam around, and from here you get a breathtaking view of the amphitheatre, and you can see how it could have been buried in the side of the mountain.
Thanks for watching the Doris Visits Port videos. It means so much to us. Please hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. And if you have time, I'd love you to read Cruise Ship Heist, the first of our cruise thrillers. And if you can, review it wherever you purchase it. Apple Books, Amazon Books. It costs 99p on the Kindle.